Have you ever sat down to chant the name of the Buddha, full of intention and devotion, only to find your eyelids drooping just a few minutes in? Have you felt your body become sluggish, your mind foggy, and your spirit oddly tired even when you weren't physically exhausted? Why does this keep happening? Is it a sign of failure, or could it actually be a doorway to something deeper? Welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time here, we explore the spiritual practices that help us wake up, not just from the sleep of our bodies, but from the sleep of our souls. And today, we're going to unpack a phenomenon that every sincere practitioner has faced at some point: the sudden wave of sleepiness that descends during chanting or meditation. We're not alone. This is not a rare occurrence. In fact, it's so common that entire Buddhist texts have addressed it. But more importantly, it's not a death sentence for your practice. It's an invitation, a challenge from the universe to rise higher in awareness, discipline, and understanding. Let's start with the first and most immediate reason the body and mind are out of sync. Most people live their lives with a fragmented consciousness. You're constantly multitasking, split between the past and the future, between thoughts and screens, between desires and regrets. So when we suddenly try to unify body, breath, voice, and awareness through chanting, a strange thing happens. The mind resists. The moment you begin to focus inward, all the suppressed exhaustion rises to the surface. This isn't just mental tiredness, it's energetic detox. It's the release of years of tension, stress, and spiritual neglect. The body, used to constant stimulation, interprets silence as shut down. But what's really happening is that the body is being asked to realign, and the mind, no longer numbed by distraction, is forced to confront its own disarray. The second reason is the subtle presence of karmic resistance. This goes deeper than your current physical state. Many practitioners don't realize that the act of chanting doesn't just create spiritual merit, it activates latent karmic seeds. Think of it like stirring the bottom of a still pond. Water above might look calm, but the mud and silt begin to rise when you start to stir. Your chanting shakes your karmic imprints, old tendencies, and resolved emotions, and unconscious patterns begin to surface. And one of the mind's easiest ways to avoid confrontation is to put you to sleep. This is why sleepiness during practice is often not just physical, it's energetic resistance. But don't panic. Resistance doesn't mean you're doing something wrong. On the contrary, it often means you're doing something right. We're beginning to stir the unconscious. We're entering territory that the ego has long kept hidden. The third reason is lack of right motivation. Many people begin chanting with fake intentions. They want peace, they want blessings, they want answers, but they don't clarify their heart. The Buddha taught that the power of practice lies not just in repetition, but in intention. If your reason for chanting is weak, your energy will be weak. If your purpose is cloudy, your results will be cloudy. But if you sit down and say, "May this chanting awaken compassion in me," or "May I dedicate this to all suffering beings," something changes. The mind stops drifting, the heart opens, the sound deepens. Intention is the anchor. Without it, the boat of your practice drifts into drowsiness. The fourth reason is energetic imbalance, especially between the heart and the lower chakras. When you chant, your breath and sound stimulate your energy centers. If you have blockages in your lower body, rooted in fear, trauma, or suppressed emotion, then the energy flow gets interrupted. This leads to fatigue. Your system is trying to awaken, but it's encountering traffic. Simple practices like standing meditation, slow walking before chanting, or gentle physical movement can help clear these blockages. Don't ignore your body. It's not just a vessel, it's the stage for your spiritual evolution. The fifth and final reason is over-identification with effort. Many practitioners try too hard. They force concentration. They strain to stay awake. They push themselves with tension instead of flow. This kind of effort is counterproductive, and it leads to burnout, resentment, and ironically, sleep. True practice is a balance of effort and surrender. You show up fully, you chant with clarity, but you also let go. You trust the sound. You allow the mantra to carry you. Imagine a child being rocked to sleep by a lullaby. That's what your soul wants from chanting, not struggle, but soothing. So how do you overcome the pull of sleepiness? Start by honoring your body. Get enough rest. Unchant when you're already exhausted. Choose early mornings or twilight hours, when energy is naturally more balanced. Create a sacred space. Open the window, light a candle, burn incense. These sensory cues awaken your spirit and set the tone for presence. Use posture. Sit upright. Let your spine be the antenna between earth and sky. Unslowly, the body teaches the mind how to stay awake. Breathe with awareness. Before you chant, take 5 conscious breaths. Inhale energy. Exhale tension. Let your breath become the bridge into mindfulness. And chant clearly, audibly, and with feeling. Let your voice vibrate in your chest. Let your ears drink the sound. Let your heart write the rhythm. And when drowsiness comes, because it will, and fight it, smile, notice it, label it gently. Sleepiness is here. Then return to the chant, like returning to your breath in meditation. Returning to the sound is the practice. You may chant for 20 minutes and be clear for only 2. It's okay. With 2 minutes are gold. They are clarity amidst clouds. With time, the clouds will part more often. Here's something profound. What if your sleepiness is not a block, but a messenger? What if it's your soul's way of telling you, slow down, and inward? There is something I want to show you. What if, instead of judging it, you welcomed it and sat with it, listened to it, explored it? You might find that beneath the fog lies a reservoir of insight. Dreams may bring answers. Visions may melt into stillness. And in that stillness, the real chanting begins. Remember once, in a retreat, I kept nodding off during evening chanting. I felt ashamed, frustrated. A teacher gently said, "Don't resist. Let the chanting bathe your soul. Even if you fall asleep, the sound is working on you." At night, I had a dream of walking through a golden field. A voice whispered, "Even in sleep, your soul remembers." I awoke with tears. Since then, I've treated even drowsy sessions as sacred, because the soul hears what the ears miss, the heart absorbs what the mind forgets. So if you've been battling sleepiness during chanting, take heart. Are not broken. You're being invited to go deeper, to listen more gently, to trust more fully. Let your chanting become less of a task and more of a surrender. Let it become a lullaby for your spirit, a drumbeat for your awakening, a song that carries you home. And remember, every time you show up, even sleepy, even distracted, even doubtful, you are winning. A path isn't walked by the perfect. It's walked by those who return. Love to hear from you. Have you experienced this sleepiness? What have you learned from it? Share your story in the comments, where voice matters. Thank you for watching this video. If it brought you clarity or comfort, please like, subscribe, and consider joining our community to support the journey of awakening. Until next time, stay present, stay kind, and keep chanting no matter what.